Barb will be insane in Diablo 4. Ready? You see that, boys? You see this? This is me. That speed, too? Never stop. Always moving. Look at that damage. Massive big dick damage. 240% speed on his attacks. Look at that. Absolutely crazy. Slicing these mobs up like they're nothing. Look at this. Bunches of elites here. Guess what's going to happen? The elites are going to fucking die. Those are all elites right there. Or sorry, they were elites. There you go. Barb, big dick damage OP. The reason why is because people get so much fucking gear, it literally doesn't matter. Like, I'll show you guys the Alkaiser video about this.
Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you my Diablo 4, this hardcore Barbarian that I made. He's like a day old, so he's not like super strong, but he's pretty strong. I can showcase this, so it's not really like a build guide, but I'll go over like some of the concepts.
Just immediately cuts through everything.
How this all works. So it's basically just your
whirlwinding constantly.
Very smooth spin to win whirlwind Barbarian. You just kind of spin through the stuff, and
everything's just dead.
Stuff dies. I have played a good amount of Barbarian builds. There's a couple that I like. That have good legendary powers that synergize with it, so I just think they're actually
the synergy is very good.
Really strong. Will be
and
really
half
strong.
of the synergy items aren't even in the game yet.
Not only do I think,
look at that, it's a 3 affix
probably the strongest. Definitely doesn't do the most like raw damage.
No,
I think what I played was probably upheaval for that, but like quality of life, just being able to like right click and then raw survivability.
Being able to move 100% of the time and still deal damage is completely fucking OP. It is massively fucking OP. Most classes have to stop to cast something. This doesn't.
You have almost 100% uptime on all your shouts, and I mean, this is beta, so I'm sure
look at this
in the actual launch with better items and all that kind of stuff.
You're gonna have them up all the time. Maybe a passive
even tankier and all that like, cooldown stuff.
Look at this
uptime of all your buffs and all that kind of good stuff. So
I think that we might unironically go Barb on release.
Pleased that this build is actually really good, because Barbarians have been kind of dog in D3. They're just like a support idiot, and then in D2 they're you know why
I thought I hated it.
Too much gear to make them good.
I might go. I feel like for me it's probably going to be between Necromancer and Barbarian. Those are that's the decision I'm making. Like, it's either Necromancer or Barbarian.
So that being said, this does require a good amount of legendary powers, but I mean that's like the whole point of what we're playing, right? Trying to get the items to play.
Yep, that's right.
Strong builds or whatever. So.
And with all the legendary powers, Barb is fucking ridiculous.
Barbarian running around, I'll kind of show you.
And they also have more legendary powers. You have two-handed weapons.
Gear setup type stuff.
It's insane.
Kind of why I think Barbarian is probably the strongest class in D4, based off the information that I can see. He's definitely not the strongest with, you know, like level 20 with no legendary powers, but as he gets more and more gear, he just exponentially starts becoming more and more powerful.
He starts ramping.
And a lot of that does have to do with the fact that he gets to use 4 weapons.
That's right.
So, legendary powers.
Massive.
That I'm using here, and stuff like this, which is pretty generic. Core skills, dealing, you know, this isn't even a max roll. This affects the entire Whirlwind channel. So.
And then look at that. That is 308 item power. That is so fucking weak, and he's still farming like it's nothing.
Get your you know, your max buff before you start whirlwinding, and then you hold down your whirlwind for the whole time, and you get the full buff through, you know, for your whole channeling duration. What else we got here? We got this. So this would be like, I wasn't even using it in the dungeon there, but for single target, it definitely helps.
Look at that. That's only 298, and he's already farming dungeons like they're nothing.
Frenzy 5 times, and then you'll get 50% more damage, which multiplies into this. So you're starting to get like just crazy more damage.
You see how everything compounds on each other.
There's probably something better here I could use, but like I said, this character is not like that min-maxed or whatever, so this is just more damage while you have a barrier, which I'm getting from, I think, this thing here. Kind of nice.
See, he did the same thing I did with like the barrier and the damage buff because of it.
So
it's fucking
a lot
insane.
Of multiplying damage. This thing is kind of crazy. So
it's not kind of crazy. It's fucking disgusting. Read this. Critical strike chances increased by 20% every second that Whirlwind is channeled, up to 80%. 80 fucking percent damage. 80% crit chance on Whirlwind. That's not Whirlwind. That's Whirlwind.
It's
like broken.
80% flat crit, so you only need 20 more crit to cap. Well, I don't know what the base crit in this game is.
It's
probably
so
like
good.
5 or something like that, but I mean, even on this character right now, he's got a base crit of 13.
Yeah, so it's like 7% chance he wasn't
from the channel. He's already at 93 crit, which is kind of crazy. So you can just really easily
level
stack
25.
Crit damage and get a lot of mileage out of that. These ring mods are just like out of control.
I never got the shot one.
They're really good for a lot of different things you can play on the Barb.
So like look at that. So you have the ring that generates fury per second, and then you also have the ring that reduces the amount of cooldown on your shouts.
Fury generation you get from this kind of stuff is like 4 per second, and each shout you can easily use like 3 shouts like I'm using here. Each one does give you 4 fury per second.
It's 12.
So when you're using all 3, you're getting 4 fury per second, but you're actually getting more than
Infinite
that.
Rage.
You know, Rallying Cry gives you a lot more.
Yep, it
fury
gives you generation, double generation.
So
50%.
there's that.
And then see that? There's the shout
this
CDR.
thing basically halves the cooldown.
And like look at this too, okay? Look at how bad that roll is. That's only a 3.6. That could go up to a 5.4.
The cooldown of all your shouts.
It's like 3 mobs.
Get a little bit of CDR, have a little bit on my helmet, have a little bit on my amulet.
Barb said no access to their class 15 facet.
When the game actually comes out.
That's right.
And I'm like 75, 95% uptime on some of these shouts, which is kind of ridiculous.
It's disgusting.
So you just have almost permanent uptime on all your shouts already.
Yeah, permanent uptime really, while they're generating full rage all the time.
Another damage multiplier, so 50% more damage to your Whirlwind. So
yep, because and again, because you have full energy, so you're dealing 50% more damage, but you're also doing 25% more damage. But while you're doing 25% more damage, you're doing 80% more crit chance, and while you're doing 80% more crit chance, you're also doing 180% more core skill damage. And then with your basic attack, you're doing 50% more damage with that, bro. Barb, that's it. We're going Barb, 100%.
As you get more and more gear on the Barbarian,
it's unstoppable.
This starts multiplying into this, which multiplies into this, which multiplies into this, which multiplies into this, and who knows what else exists in the game when the game comes out. So you end up with like 5 times, 6, 7, 8 times damage of, without having these items. It's probably actually more than even that. So. Gets kind of crazy if you're familiar with like Diablo 3.
Look at that. Each point of fury generated while maximum fury grants fortify. So like now you're getting damage reduction while you're fortified, where you're constantly being fortified because you're being able to generate fury at max energy all of the time. It's unstoppable.
Multipliers and all that kind of stuff, like they're already here in this game. So you start
this will be the best class in the game.
And, like I said, who knows what else is in the game.
Oh, and then also, there's this one. Oh, I guess he's probably using this one too. I use the crit one. Copium? No, it's not.
This basically just gives you really
it's actually not Copium. Like, Barbarian is going to... let me tell you this. On the first day of the beta, everybody was playing Sorcerer. On the second day of the beta... some people tried out Barb. If the beta lasted for another weekend, everybody would be playing Barb. Because they would realize what the capacity is. This is only level 25. There's a lot better legendaries for other classes. I don't think that you understand how good being able to do full damage while moving really is. Being able to do full damage while moving is an incredible amount of control, a damage advantage, and also utility. And fortify. Judging off of 25, yes. Is this the only build? What if it gets nerfed? No, there's another build.
Movement speed, so that's
We
where you're
have to
seeing
play
a lot of that
Whirlwind.
movement
Everybody
speed,
wants
but
to do
Barb
that,
also
though?
has a lot of
Yeah, well, then
innate movement
you're a
speed
pussy.
type
I mean,
stuff. You know, it's on the tree.
Okay.
So it's built into a lot of the
can't
skills,
play
built into the
Whirlwind?
berserking
Why
buff.
not?
So yeah, like Wrath of the Berserker gives movement speed.
Don't be a
Berserking
bitch.
gives movement speed. What else? Rallying Cry gives movement speed.
Yep.
Then you got stuff like this that gives movement speed. You just like you're zooming pretty fast. This character wasn't even using like a.
And you can also get a critical strike boots where whenever you get a crit, it makes you move faster. So now you're getting guaranteed crits at a 93%, not guaranteed, 93% crit chance. And every single time that you crit, you have 13% movement speed. Rogues can install the world boss in 1 to 2 minutes with high mobility. Oh, yeah, sure. But, like, they can't clear as fast as Barb can. Yeah, that's fine. You can have a nice rogue that'll clear a world boss. That's cute. But it's about clear speed that matters. Clear speed is what the main important thing is. All about clear speed.
Ability skill. Armor's good,
Sure,
right?
it becomes
You
Giga
want some
S tier.
defensive
It
stuff.
won't be.
This Whirlwind pull is kind of nice quality of life, bring enemies to you.
It's
Clear was
insane.
pretty consistent. I'm
By
not
the
something
way,
like auto-attacking one mob at
The
a
Whirlwind pull CCs mobs, so it allows you to scale CC.
time, and then, you know, spending all my resource to hit like a mob over here and just like repeating like that kind of like
Disgusting.
miserable gameplay, I would say, like relative in comparison to this, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I can just spin through everything and it dies. This is really nice because it just basically you have so much fury generation that you're gonna have, you know, max fortify pretty
Yep.
much all the time. And then, like I said, some barrier juice. There are other
The
powers
gear's not even good.
that are in the game, even in the beta, that are really good. I didn't get everything that I wanted, so interesting with Whirlwind, it seems to snapshot. I don't know to what extent everything snapshots, but this definitely snapshots. Pretty sure attack
Yes, it
speed
does.
snapshots. What that means is just when you start channeling Whirlwind, as soon as you click it,
All of the
it'll take
modifiers
the
will
damage
apply until the
instances, your
channel
attack
is over.
speed, and,
Yes.
it will last the entire duration of your channel. As soon as you
Yes.
stop channeling it,
Big dick,
it
big
will,
dick, big
you know,
dick.
reset. And if you start casting it again, it'll take your current stats. So
It's
like
so
build up-
good.
Build up all your stuff, and then hold down Whirlwind, and you'll do some nice damage. Skills that I'm using on this right now.
Look at this.
So like I said, with the snapshot stuff, I think this probably snapshots into Whirlwind. I'm not 100% sure.
I have
so
no
it's like,
idea.
if I want single target damage, like, you know, some extra attack speed here. If I, you know, stack up my frenzy and then start spinning. You get your
Shouts
Whirlwind
reset the
stuff
channel,
here.
by the way. See, you think you're being smart whenever you say shouts reset the channel. Shouts generate so much rage that you automatically cap out on the thing that you're trying to channel. So it doesn't matter. So yeah, you're right. They reset it. But it automatically starts at 100 again. Or 240 again.
Gives some fury generation, and then this gives you more damage while channeling.
Yep,
Or,
30%
after
more
2 seconds
damage.
while channeling,
While
so
you're
it's-
doing
it's pretty
80%
nice.
more crit chance.
Here I'm just using some vulnerability debuff. Pretty nice to be applied through Whirlwind.
Okay, some shouts reset the channel, some do not. The shouts that require you to stand still and actually cast a shout resets the channel. There are other shouts that you can cast while moving. That's how it
for, like,
actually
that
works.
Single target damage. We got our shouts, +1 defensive skills. I believe I have that, which is really nice on the Barbarian, just from the amulet. But like I said, with the 100% uptime stuff from the, you know, you probably will have 100% uptime on your shouts, I imagine, on a higher level Barbarian.
100%.
It's just like challenging shout is actually kind of out of control.
Think
how
about
strong
that. 40% damage reduction. And it's up all the time. You're doing 40% bonus, you're taking 40% less damage while you're stacking Fortify, like fucking like 50 of them per second. Meanwhile, you're doing 400% bonus damage, and at the same time, you've also got for 10 seconds, yeah, but you don't, oh my god, you're so dumb. So it's a 23-second cooldown, right? So then you have the ring that reduces it by 12. So now it's a 10-second cooldown. So now you have the damage reduction up for 10 seconds, and the cooldown is 10 seconds. So now you have 100% of the time a 40% damage reduction. Think about it. It's insane. It's going to get nerfed? No, it's not.
this is. I think this goes up
gonna
to
get
like
boring? No, it won't.
75% at like, what, level 8, which is definitely doable. 75% damage reduction, just 100% uptime.
And
is
you can
kind
even
of silly.
talent into more levels
But,
of damage
hey,
reduction.
Rallying Cry gives you Unstoppable. I'm also getting Unstoppable from Wrath of the Berserker, so you get 2 CC breaks if you really need them. And this thing is like, I don't even know, 12-second cooldown or something.
So he's constantly unstoppable.
10-second cooldown with,
he can never
with
be stopped.
Stuff, so you can't even really be CC'd.
You can't be CC'd. You're also gripping every single ranged mob in with the Whirlwind Grip ability, so they can't even get away from you.
All the extra Fury generation from this.
It's unstoppable.
Warcry, damage, berserking, that kind of stuff. Pretty nice. You can also
and
take
this is only level 25.
Pretty good. Get some shout duration stuff. You could also get some of these other ones. Damage reduction. There's a lot of damage reduction on the Barbarian. And a lot of fortify buffing stuff all over the place. It's kind of crazy, right? You got like damage to elites, extra tanky stuff here. You got like these other challenging shout nodes.
Insane.
I don't have the points to invest
20%
in a lot of this stuff, but a lot of it is really good.
It's brutal.
Movement speed, quality of
Always
life type
fast.
stuff. We're actually using a sword because I wanted to test it, but
so he's slowing the enemies with the bleed. That way with hamstring, so they can be CC'd and he does even more damage to them. Taunt is also a CC.
I think you can slow bosses, so slow does count as a crowd control effect, so really easy to apply with a sword on a Barbarian because Barbarian's two-handed sword expertise.
Yep.
Applies a bleed anytime you hit, but it doesn't seem like the bleed scales with much. It wasn't doing that much damage. But
it's
it was
just to trigger
the slow.
slow.
But the slow doesn't work on bosses, it seems like, so I think
then
I'd probably rather go.
You don't need the slow for bosses because then there's another necklace that makes you do 75% bonus damage to bosses.
Greens.
But everybody can have that one.
And just like reliably apply vulnerabilities because, you know, we want that boss damage, right? So that's why I was using a sword. I think an axe, any of the other choices are actually probably better if you build around it. But, you know, I was experimenting, messing with stuff. I just took Wrath. You can take whatever. You can take Call of the Ancients. You don't have to put any point here.
Always go Wrath.
One thing I was thinking about the Barb's power creep is like this node here is actually just ridiculous, and we don't have it yet.
Look at this. Look at this. They deal 135% increased damage, but they cost more Fury. The increase in Fury doesn't matter because you're generating so much so fast that it won't even affect it. Look at that. That's a multiplier? Yes. 135% increase. That's just busted? No, this is normal.
Because we're not high enough level, but
this is just gaming.
Core skills deal 135% more damage, multiplicative with everything else, but your skills cost double Fury. That really isn't any problem with Whirlwind. It's not any problem with Upheaval either. A lot of the Barb skills, like as soon as you get this unlocked on the Barbarian,
right,
there you get a lot of damage. Like you're going to be doing more than
realistically, you're not going to be able to utilize this until you have very good gear. And I do think as you're leveling, Barbarian will not be fun to level, and Sork and Necro will be a lot more fun to level, because this is only functionality that simulates in-game.
Damage, and who knows what else there is in the Paragon stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of damage in here too. That's probably multiplicative, but Barb gets kind of crazy, and a lot of that, like I said before, is coming from this weapon stuff.
100%
powers are just, you know, like a non-barb looks kind of like this, right?
Yeah.
You can only use one weapon.
They're a loser,
and then you have to use all this other stuff to like try and get more damage. But the barb, as long as there are powers, and there already are powers in the game that multiply your damage, you take this, right, which is double value, the power of it using a two-hander.
That's right.
Versus like, you know, the one-hander. So it's like you do this, you multiply it into this, which is getting double buffed because it's also a two-hander. Then you multiply it into that, and then you multiply it into that, and then all these stats. Let's look at the stats on this, right? Just the stats, like 18% more damage. I'm sure these numbers probably get way higher than this on like high-level gear, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Damage, all these stats, core skill damage, damage to CC'd enemies, all of that gets multiplied in damage to healthy enemies. All of this, all of these.
And he's
stats.
also going to be able to trigger vulnerability. So you've got, think about it like this, right? You've got core damage, vulnerability damage, close damage, and also slow damage. And CC damage. So you have 5 multipliers that could potentially be on one piece of one item that all multiply into the same thing. That's a lot of damage.
Are factored in.
Damage increase over your
like
damage. Yes, that's right.
Just seems kind of ridiculous.
You're coping if you don't think they'll nerf this.
And I wanted to play the Sork also.
They're not going to nerf
probably still my second choice if I were to play it. But their legendaries didn't seem like they did hardly anything
it's not
in comparison to the Barbarians. The Barbarians legendaries that I have seen are pretty good. There's a lot of damage here. Like this on a max roll. I don't even have a max roll on this character. 240% more damage on your Whirlwind or your Upheaval or your Hammer of the Ancients, whatever you're playing. It's like damage. Kind of ridiculous, right? So like the Barb looks absurd with gear. I feel like nothing even comes close.
You don't play Diablo? True.
They have so much defense built into the tree, just raw mitigation.
Just big dick.
All this like challenging shout DR, all these like regular DR things in the tree. Oh yeah. All the extra life. They even have like regen, sustain type stuff. Really easy to get your fortify. Barb, I don't know. I'm sold easy.
Yeah.
It's not even a question. Like I can.
It's not. It's obvious. Like, it's just obvious.
Run Iron Skin instead of Wrath of Berserker if I want to be even tankier.
Yep, and then also, by the way, whenever he goes with that barrier thing, then he can use the barrier legendary that increases his damage while he has a barrier up. So that's like an on-demand potential 60 to 70% bonus damage every 10 seconds.
It looks great. I'm pretty much...
My mindset with ARPGs is you have one attack and you have 5 other abilities that buff that one attack. Every problem is solved with Whirlwind. Whirlwind is the solution to anything that goes wrong. Mobs running away, Whirlwind, it pulls them back. You're taking too much damage, Whirlwind, it fortifies you. Fighting a boss, Whirlwind. It's that simple.
Pretty much sold on the Barb, so any Barb despair gamers that like it looks absolutely insane once you start getting this gear. So
yeah,
there's a lot of
leveling
Barb stuff that looks good.
Suck
like I
big
said,
dicks,
Upheaval, Hoda looks good. There's legendaries for these items already. Lots of multipliers to make it start doing ridiculous damage. Whirlwind was really fun. I was pleasantly surprised to see how smooth that gameplay would be with all this kind of like
it's the best.
These rings, the Fury generation, then just like the fact that it snapshots the damage. So pretty promising. So that's just kind of what I think about the Barb. My Barb experiences, played this character, did all this stuff on hardcore, didn't die, had to leave. I think I had to run away from one butcher. I just hit 25, so I had like no gear. But yeah, Barb will be pretty miserable until you start getting the items.
Exactly. Which is something they should fix. It should not be bad until you get good items. That's really kind of shit design. Like
a Sork is probably going to be like level 100, but by the time the Barb is like level 60 or something, yeah. I don't know how long it takes to actually level and like how much more difficult it is, but it's about getting the gear. Once the Barb has the gear,
it's over. Yeah.
I don't know. He just seems absolutely out of control versus the other classes. So, yeah, that's the Barb stuff. So, thanks for watching. If you want more videos like this, I might make some. But,
see,
that is the Barb stuff. GG.
See, I was so disappointed and worried that there wouldn't be a Whirlwind build. Because the only thing that I want to play on Barbarian is Whirlwind. I don't want to ever stop and attack. If I ever have to stop and attack, I'm mad. So as long as that doesn't happen, everything's totally fucking fine. There's the video right there. This guy literally got Paragon 100 world first playing this exact same fucking build in Diablo 3. Like, look at this. This is disgusting. And this is only with the beta. Not everything isn't even min-maxed yet. Look at this. It's so, one hit killed that elite. It's not even a big deal. Barely even has to backtrack. Now, what they need to add is something that makes Whirlwind bigger, though. Because I feel like the size of Whirlwind is kind of annoying. Just spins right through him. Yeah, literal spin to win. And then you're also going to have bleeds, so you don't have to go back and kill the enemies, because the bleeds will kill them over time. And then you'll know if you need to go back and loot them, because there'll be the sound of the legendary drop. And that's it. This is going to be so insane, man. Oh my god. How long do you think seasons are? Does it matter if the drop rate's like this? Well, you'll get all the gear really fast because you're going to be farming this fast. Like, this is an insane rate of farming. He doesn't even care about legendaries anymore. He's beyond that. Literal brain rot gameplay? No, it's not. This is normal. Look at this. Here we go. Here we go. Look at all the elites. Look at all the elites. They ain't shit. Elites ain't shit. You'll get bored of this quick? No, I won't. Absolutely not. Yeah, every single other video, every single other build has, or class has something like this. It's nothing special. Well, actually, not every other class. Okay.
We're going to make it through this, guys. Just take my hand. And we're going to play. It's tough for me to get out of the words, but we're gonna play more Diablo 4 Druid.
Jesus Christ. He's really doing it to himself.
Oh, it's such a shit class.
It's so bad.
Like, I hate to be that guy again, but I think that this hurricane skill. Am I crazy? Feel free to tell me I'm crazy. Am I?
He just hit a fucking pylon. How does this happen? That every single time that we see a video of a druid doing anything, there's like a pylon. Maybe that's the hidden druid build. Is that you get all of the legendaries that increase your pylon uptime, and you can finally play druid.
Am I crazy here, or is this hurricane skill just literally terrible?
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so bad. Look at this. I mean, how does this happen? It's like they just left off some zeros. Oh my god.
Am I wrong there, or
Look at it.
is this skill just horrible? My hurricane is ticking for 17 damage.
God.
I would say the Diablo 4 Druid is the worst class in a Diablo game that I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
And there's no good news. It's everything is a huge cooldown. Nothing does any damage. Huge cooldown. Nothing does any... And there's no good news. It's everything is a huge cooldown. Nothing does any damage.
Oh, this is so bad.
The
Oh my
only reason I
God.
one-shot that guy is because I literally got a bunch of synergistic legendaries, and finally, after many, many hours of suffering, made something that could sort of resemble an actual
attack.
Actual build. Look, the only good news is look at what an absolute piece of shit idiot my druid looks like.
He does look
the
stupid.
Only problem with druid is everything.
Yeah.
This Diablo 4 druid is the weakest character I've ever seen in a Diablo game. Any Diablo game. I'm trying to think of one that was worse. Just an absolute catastrophe. I've tried all the builds. I tried Pulverize. I tried Shred. I've tried Lightning twice. I mean, is it just me, or do these wolves do no damage?
No, they don't do any damage. No, they're bad. Yeah, they're worse than the Necromancer skeletons.
Not even attacking.
Oh, there we go. 37
damage.
64. 64 damage at level 21.
64. Guys, okay, everybody stop. Stop. Everybody stop.
Jesus.
I have a serious question. What the fuck is this class? What class am I going to be playing on launch? I think I'm going to have to go Druid from the spectacular performance that it's put on in the beta.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I don't know what the hell happened with Druid. I really don't.
We're going to make it through this, guys.
Somehow somebody at Blizzard messed up. Somebody really messed up. Oh my god. There's a video. Classic 17 damage. It's just I can't believe this has happened.